here we go. Okay. Start recording. Okay. And I'm assuming you'll be able to hear the music. All right, here we go.
Brought to you by IWC Radio.
Wait, you don't hear that?
It's really, really faint.
It's really faint. Oh, hold on. Do. I know. Hold on. I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. Hold on. Hang on. Do. All right. All right. From the top. How about now?
Brought to you by IWCRadio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beats, Smoots, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello everyone and welcome to IWC Radio. I'm your host Martin Nolan and we are being joined by Snoop, Chucks and Will.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said we're being joined by you. Like your guests, like you're not normally here.
Yeah. You've got somebody else over there with you tonight, right?
Well, it's been a couple of
Listeners.
weeks, so I'm yeah. Of course, but
All of us involved in this conversation.
True.
Very true.
After I've been, told off a second ago by Chucks, I just felt like I'm a little bit out of sorts. I'm not playing my A game. I might be working like B plus,
You're a B plus player, is that what you're trying to say?
possibly.
Alright. That's fine.
Anyway, how's it going, guys? Are we all okay?
Well, if people can hear the show right now, then yeah, everything's okay.
Tune itself.
So,
After a couple of weeks of fairly challenging technical difficulties, we are finally back on the air.
yeah, the cable person came out, I believe it was on Wednesday, and they installed a new cable line because the old one apparently, the signal was getting congested at some point. Like, it could come in, but it couldn't go out.
It's basically because you keep streaming porn music.
I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but
I love how they want to know what they're
but yeah. So they fixed it, and OBS right now is just flashing like going from green to like orange, but that's probably because of the computer itself, which I can't really fix at the moment.
purring like a
Well, yeah, for the most part. So hopefully from here on out, it should be smooth as peanut butter.
So, there's been a fair few developments since we last been on here. We've had a UFC fight. We had a potential drug violation for Brock Lesnar from the UFC fight. We've had a draft, and we also have a pay-per-view this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So, there's quite a few things to talk about. I can't remember, did we actually talk about the UFC fight last time, or was it just before? I think it was just before. I think we were a few hours before the actual fight last show. I think.
I don't know if we talked about the actual result.
So, did anyone watch it?
I did not. Oh.
Did you watch it, Smoot?
No, I did not. Hold on just a sec here. I just gotta I gotta restart the I gotta restart the stream here really quickly. Hold on. Hold on, once it comes back. And I think, let's see. There we go. Alright, why don't you guys say something else? Here, hold on.
Hello.
Oh god, now you're too loud. Okay, hold on, there we go. Let me move this back down. Alright,
I might have said that louder than planned.
Yeah, that's all right.
Beans are always loud.
There we go. I think I fixed it, sort of.
I'm not quite sure why I do this show, because basically I come on every week and get ridiculed by everyone.
All right, there we go. Sorry. I had an issue where I seemed to were coming through pretty loud, but you guys were quiet. Now it seems like it's the opposite. Like I'm quiet, and now you guys are loud.
See, Will, I'm not loud. Oh, well, I am now, apparently, but I wasn't before.
It's not necessarily a bad thing to be loud.
No, I'd consider it bad.
So to answer your question earlier, no, I didn't see the UFC fight. I wanted to, but I believe a certain somebody was holding up the show that week.
Oh, right. See, again, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally your fault. Yeah.
Yeah. Chucks, did you watch the fight?
I did. Only that fight, but I did, yeah.
Did we have any impressions of it? Did we all think it was boring?
Wasn't this
Yeah.
like 3 weeks ago? Are you sure we haven't talked about this yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
God.
The last show we did was on the night of the.
Yeah. As soon as
Oh, really?
I think we actually went into the UFC pay-per-view starting when we were finishing the show. But
We did, yeah.
I
Yeah.
see. I thought it was fine. Brock did better than I thought he would, so that was cool.
I think he was very hesitant. He was very smart.
I
He
thought
was
they
very-
both were. Thought it was a terrible fight, as in fighting. Didn't really do much.
Well, it was a bit awkward, really, because you knew that Brock was very hesitant over his power, so he didn't want to go flying in there because he knew he could get caught. And Mark Hunt was the same, where he didn't want to go all fist flying because he knew that if he went in a bit too rash, that Brock would just take him down. And then when it did happen, Brock just took him down anyway. But I think it would have looked a lot better for Brock on the night if he'd had actually finished the fight off. But the fact that it went to a decision kind of was a bit, I don't know, fight felt a little bit flat. But as a performance, it was great until the news came out that he'd potentially violated a doping policy. So I'm not sure what more's been said on the violation. I know that they were looking at B samples and stuff. Has there been any more news that we're aware of?
There's a report out that says that he won't be suspended from WWE over it.
Yeah, well,
There's also, he's been popped for 2 more tests.
Yeah.
There was one a couple of days before the fight and 2 the night of the fight?
right, because I know that he did 3 tests in his training camp before.
He did a few before that. I think he passed like 5
Yeah,
and then got caught on the 6th and then like 7th and 8th or something like that.
so something's awry.
Are they
But
not saying it's something to do with his asthma or something?
I was going to say there was, yeah, I was hearing that there was some condition of asthma and some medication that had flagged up on that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, WWE are fortunate because they can, he's not done anything since March for WWE, so it probably pulls them out of their wellness policy side because he's not competing. And I think even if he was to be suspended, it wouldn't make much difference for SummerSlam because I think it was more than 30 days after the actual violation. So they could, WWE is supposed to have a policy that if you do fail it, then they have to publicly say.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that they might have slipped it under the radar, but if the policy is to promote the fact that they've suspended someone, then
Well, it's a weird one because it wasn't their test that caught him.
And
It's part
they
of the
wouldn't be
wellness
testing
policy. Well, exactly.
Well-
They wouldn't have been testing for that kind of thing. Right. So they have said that Lesnar, I think the report said that he has been, or that there's like an investigation ongoing. He hasn't worked with WWE since WrestleMania, and he won't be working with them until SummerSlam. That's basically it. They haven't said much about what happened.
yeah.
Because it's not their test. I guess they may not have to.
yeah. And again, you don't know whether that substance would come up on a wellness policy violation with WWE, depending on what they're testing for.
I
But
think it was
either
a
way-
blood test as well that he got popped for, and
Right.
WWE doesn't test blood, so I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have.
Yeah. It's a shame because even if it gets cleared up and it's it taints the victory for Lesnar, and it's that same thing, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't matter what decision's made now, just the fact that it made headlines and you fail the drug test, people come to assumptions anyway, and it just damages his reputation from here on in. Do we see Brock Lesnar getting in UFC's octagon again?
Well, just to go back on the drug thing real quick, we don't know what it is that. Well, I should say that we don't know the specifics of what WWE has on their drug policy list and what UFC has, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
what he got nabbed for in UFC may not have been what's on WWE's list. I don't think that's true, but you don't know. To answer your question, Beans, if whether or not we see him in the octagon again, I don't know. He's getting. How old is he? Like
38.
38?
38.
He's contracted with WWE until 2018.
And if this is, well, depending on the kind of failure this would be, UFC would have to suspend him for 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
I would say I don't know. I think it's too early to say. It would have to be dependent on what the outcome of this whole drug violation is. Because if he does get suspended, he might come back in that 2-year penalty or whatever to maybe if he wants like a quick money grab. But then again, he has WWE to fall back on if that's the case.
I think it's going to be one of them things where the whole reason why Lesnar came back for this fight was to prove a point. And the fact that this is kind of tainted, he's got another point to prove again, I think. So it wouldn't surprise me if this isn't the end, even if it, like you said, even if it's 2 years down the line. It wouldn't surprise me if he got in the octagon in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chucks and Will have any feelings on that.
Yeah, no, just it seems obviously he's not going to be fighting anytime soon. If he re-signs with WWE, he's not going to be fighting during that. I'm sure Vince doesn't want him anywhere near UFC again. Next time his contract is up, his leverage. I just said that like the American way.
Of course.
His leverage.
Of course.
is.
Of course, Vince doesn't want him near the octagon again. You can die in there.
He could die in there.
Yeah.
It's human bear baiting and all that. So, yeah, I'm sure he isn't going to be able to make as much money next time because he's not got the UFC card to play. So I think he's going to end up having to go back to WWE in 2018, in which case, no, I think his fighting career is pretty much done. Unless he decides to go to TNA and Bellator.
Oh, God.
Woohoo! So we're making the assumptions that Smoot's going to be doing the is TNA still in business game for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a point.
And there was me thinking they wouldn't even make it past Bound for Glory about 15 years ago. But there you go. So, now we got that out of the way. We had the draft on Tuesday, which took place on SmackDown Live. Is anyone else getting annoyed by every time they say SmackDown, it has to be SmackDown Live?
Well, they want to
Very.
emphasize. They want to emphasize that.
It's live.
Yeah. Well, for one, that. Yeah.
I really wondered what Smoot was going to say there.
And two, well, they want it to be like a live show and get people to tune in, obviously. And one of the biggest drawbacks to SmackDown was that the show was, taped taped on Tuesday and shown on Thursday. So
I don't know how much that actually mattered.
well,
It didn't matter
to me.
It mattered a little bit, sure, but enough for this to be worth it, this whole SmackDown Live thing. It's even in the new logo, which is way too long.
Yeah, I agree.
Which also looks like Impact Wrestling's logo.
It does.
Also,
Somebody else
that
pointed
both
that out.
logos look like something that someone did at college.
Yeah.
The new Raw logo has an upside-down M.
Yeah, and it looks like it's sweating.
It looks like it's sweating. That should have been Shane's
Sweaty
show.
Raw. Sweaty Raw.
I don't know. I'm kind of into your mind on the Raw one. It does look very basic. But then again, it's a little bit of a flashback to the original Raw logo.
A little bit. I thought that. I thought it did look a little bit similar to the original. But I don't know. It really, both of them really do look basic. They just look like cheap logos, I think, in some ways.
Mm.
The SmackDown one definitely looks like something like a dirt sheet would come up with just to avoid a lawsuit.
I mean, it depends on what, is there going to be like a set change? Is there actually going to be a physical difference to the way the shows are laid out?
I think at least on SmackDown anyway, because remember when something came out a few weeks ago? Said they were changing the look and feel of the whole show. So, at least with SmackDown.
I was going to say they need to do something, because even Shane mentioned it in one of his promos about how to shoot things differently and all this kind of thing,
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be so annoyed if it just comes on and it's that damn LED set again. And
It's going to be more LEDs.
Yeah,
If they
it'll be
change
LEDs,
anything, it'd be more LEDs.
yeah, but if it's used a bit more smartly, I don't mind. But I don't know. Just bored with it. Everything looks the same, and things wouldn't be half as bad if both had, their own iconic set or some layout that separates them.
I think they're going to do that.
And pay-per-views actually have a different set instead of just taking out the ramp.
Sorry, I had to scream iconic like that.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Chuck's did fairly good job
did.
there with your cold voice.
I've got a bit of a cold going on.
I think it assisted in the phlegm. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What do you think, to show the same thing, what do you think of the new announced teams?
Suck it and see.
Well, I think it's pretty telling that that Jerry Lawler is not going to be an announcer for at least the foreseeable
About
future.
time. I heard he was a lot better on SmackDown, but I didn't watch that, so I don't know.
I'm glad Otunga is getting a spot, but you still have Byron Saxton on the mic, which is the latest problem with the
I'm
competition.
glad Graves is getting the shot, but is Otunga actually that good?
From the 2-week stint that I saw, he wasn't bad.
I'd have rather it just been Michael Cole and Corey Graves and JBL and
Mauro
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Just
two-man
have a
booth,
two-man
yeah.
booth on each one.
But then you haven't got any black guys.
Just have a black guy pre-show with Booker T.
No, you can't put them on the front of the show. That's
you
so
racist.
You racist trying to put the black guys on the front.
You're racist for saying that black people can't do this.
I'm saying they should be all over the show. It should be New Day on the announce booth. That's like all of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Actually, that would be better. The times the
Yeah,
New Day have
I'm
done
gonna
commentary,
say-
it's been very good.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Maybe they should give Cesaro a commentating position.
What, as all of the country's commentators?
Yeah. He can actually run between the desks. You know, like when, like at WrestleMania, they went down all the announce tables.
Yeah.
You could have had Cesaro like start at one, and then as the camera panned across to the next one, you can see him in the background running to the next desk, and then shows up again in front of the camera, just keeps running with the camera, greeting everyone in the different language. That so should have happened. I thought it was quite genius, but no one that got completely no-sold. I'm not impressed.
I liked it, man. I liked it.
Thank you. Did anyone see Cesaro's promo on the network after
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G-Smoot?
I did, yeah. I also I was blown away by the fact that he was here since 1999.
Yeah.
That was news. And that he's 280 pounds.
Yeah.
And was it 11-time tag champion or something?
Yeah.
Frightening. What did we think to what he actually said?
That was all true, wasn't it?
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
I like how he brought up how he stumbles with words because he speaks 5 different languages.
Yeah, that was good cover.
Great way to
Yeah,
play
it
off,
was
yeah.
quite good because he did struggle a little bit at some points of it, but it was a natural as well. Did anyone see Kalisto's in the
I was going to say,
Yes.
the real news is Kalisto's promo.
That's how you not cut a promo.
Have you got an audio clip of it, Smoot? I want to hear it again.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this, but what happened?
Here.
Oh, wow!
Oh, wow. This is going to be great.
Yeah, this is here we go. Live audio here. Hopefully you guys can hear this.
Like I said before, I'm here to shock the world. I'm ready. I'm ready to show my lucha art inside and outside the ring. But first of all, I can't stop thinking about Baron Corbin being on SmackDown. I get to have my revenge. Is that scared? Hey, like I said, I'm here to stay. Make a good lucha thing. God damn. Khalees.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. This is
Thank
what
God
happens
SmackDown's
when-
going live, eh? Jesus.
Unfortunately, though, you can just see Vince sitting there going, "Yep, that guy needs a script."
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he does. It's fine if some people need scripts, but then you've got guys like Kevin Owens was great. I think Jericho was really great. Well, it's not really saying anything. I think we know these guys are good. Cesaro seemed great without a script. Ziggler was fine. Like, there's a lot of guys on that, second screen, whatever they did on the network. A lot of guys had promos on there, and they were all pretty good. But then, if you need to script someone like Kalisto, then fine. You've got writers for that. There should be a better balance between the two. Also,
Sorry.
Booker T.
Sorry.
Booker T seems to not care at all. Do you see him with the Usos?
Not properly, no. But can I just say that I think Booker T is clinically insane anyway.
He might well be. Yeah.
Fed up with every time that they go to him on like the kickoff shows or whatever, he just holds his hand out and like freezes like he's some kind of statue, and it's like, what is he doing?
Here's
No idea.
Here's a screen cap of the Cesaro graphic here up on the stream once it comes up. 6'3", 290 pounds, debuted in 1999. He's a 9-time tag team champion.
Whose stats are they?
I don't know.
I was trying to work
figure
that out.
Yeah.
People who showed up in 99, it's like Jericho, he's not 280 pounds.
Big Show? Well, he's not 6'3".
Yeah, or 280, that's small for him.
Yeah.
I think I seen someone on Twitter say it's Bubba Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it could be Bubba.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9-time tag. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's one hell of a mix-up.
Yeah.
Not quite sure where I see the resemblance.
Sorry,
No.
Sorry, but what were you saying before
that? What were we saying?
We were saying Booker's kind of crazy. So he had the
yeah.
Usos on and decided to ask them what they thought about Roman Reigns being hated. He just flat out said, the fans hate him. And then as everyone tried to scramble to say, oh, well, Booker said, no, I mean, let's just say, he's hated. It was weird.
Vince had no idea this was going on, did he?
I gotta.
Was Booker T seen after this?
Yeah, I think he stuck around the whole time. It's on that show for 4 hours, pre-show and post-show, 4 hours.
It was a bit insane.
What did we think of the draft overall?
Here, there was a part real quick with staying
Sorry,
on
go
T
on.
real quick. Of these were his comments. If I can find it here on Brock Lesnar. If I can pull this up, it's going to be a little bit here. But what were you saying, Will? Sorry.
Just the overall draft, how it was done. What do we think? I wasn't impressed.
Uh,
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
eh,
I think
Matches
Just
seem.
even just the way it was even done, the whole thing seemed very like last minute.
Yeah, the
well,
matches
this
seem
is
like
the
they were
thing
thrown
that pisses
together.
me off because it's like we've got so many weeks of building, we've got so much TV, and yet we get to the show
Mm.
and there's no entrances straight away. There's people already there because you think, yeah, they're already going to be struggling for time because they're going to be doing this draft, and they probably don't have a fucking clue what they're going to be doing. They brought these rules up where they were going on about the NXT 6 picks and stuff, and we had no idea of the structure. Like, so they just started saying names and stuff, and it was just like, how's this working? They kept going on like about how um, for every 2 picks that SmackDown has, Raw will have 3. And it was like, well, how are they going to do that? And it weren't until you got to like the second round of what they were doing, you're thinking, oh, right, this is how they're going to go about it. It was just like, I didn't enjoy it just purely from the fact that you had to kind of figure out what they were doing as they were going rather than being told this is the structure of it. And I'm sorry, I don't know if this is just because I'm British and we don't do drafts. Whether
No,
that
I'm with you there because it just seemed they built it up as such a big thing. It's a new era of WWE and all this, and no one seemed to know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
was it clear to you, Smoot? Because I know like NFL drafts and things like that. What is that? How it would normally go?
I don't know. I've never tuned into an NFL draft before because I honestly I don't care about it. I just with this I kind of get what they were trying to go for. At least I think it was a little bit better than pulling names out of a fucking bingo tumbler than what you have. But you had what was it 4 hours on the network as well as the 2 on TV. So that could have been a little bit of an overkill.
Yeah, but it was just even the fact that they could have just laid it out and said this is how it will go. It was like, if you look at the website now, they go on about all the rounds and everyone's going on about what draft pick number they got. Like Cesaro said he was 17th overall or something.
No, he was 17th on Raw.
Yeah.
17th
He
on
was,
Raw
like-
on the 6th round overall or something. It's like none of that was explained before it. You go onto the website to look at the full listings of it, and it goes on about rounds.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that said before it? Just to at least so you knew what the hell you was watching.
I think
Rounds
as
don't
when
actually mean anything.
Yeah.
No, I know it doesn't, but I mean, at least it gives you some structure to it. It's like, I mean, I've only seen bits of an NFL draft, but when it came up, I had an idea of what were going on because they had the things running across the bottom telling you how it was going to go and what the round was and how it was. And it was similar in that aspect. Now, the final result of what WWE did is fairly similar, but the way that they got to it, like you just turned up watching this SmackDown thing and what's going to be happening. And you're just kind of making it up as you go along, it felt like. Even though I know that they knew what was going on, but they never communicated that to the viewer.
Yeah.
I don't think it was so bad. The actual draft order, they didn't really make clear how they would give Raw the extra pick. But it made sense in the end. Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw. And then
then you had a
That's
match,
fine.
and then you went to the next round. And if they'd have said that is the process for tonight, that we'll be going through the first round, which will be this many picks, SmackDown
But
will get 2,
the rounds
Raw will
don't
get...
actually. I mean, they're kind of irrelevant. How the rounds. It's still just a draft order.
Yeah,
where
I know,
you put
but...
the cuts in, that really makes no difference.
No, but it's all in presentation. WWE look very good when they do a very good... When they do a big promo and everything and they make everything look grand, you could have a completely average match, but you watch a video before it that gives you reason to watch it, then you actually feel more up for it. This, they could have made it absolutely more blockbuster kind of thing, and they didn't. They could have unveiled the logos on the SmackDown and actually had it as part of the thing and started to make something look different. They didn't.
Real quick, I found the Booker T clip here. This is what he had to say about Brock Lesnar. If I can cue this up right. Here we go.
You gotta have a captain. I said that last night, and I just do not believe, as general manager, as big, running the show, you can hire a guy and bring him in like a Brock Lesnar. I mean, this guy, he works 4 or 5 times a year. I don't care how big of a draw he is. I don't care, how much revenue he brings in. I need to keep my locker room intact more than anything. I need to keep my soldiers that I know going to be in the war on a regular basis, 365 days, working their way to WrestleMania. I need one of those guys on my team. I don't need some fly-by-night. Not saying Brock Lesnar is a fly-by-night.
Come over, F5. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, like better
But
down a notch.
The thing is, I feel like
Yeah. So it's possible Booker T has gone insane, yes.
It's possible that Booker T might be replacing Randy Orton at SummerSlam.
I would watch that. I'd be so much more interested in that.
Yeah, I would. Speaking of poor matches that they might be able to make look epic. So, yeah, I don't know. I was just a bit... I didn't think it was terrible, but especially when you think back to, like, previous drafts, because, like, I'm sitting there thinking, so what are they going to do? Like, in past, they've had ones where they've had matches, and depending on who won the match, they got the pick, and then it was just a random draw thing and things like that. So you just went into it thinking, I have no idea what's going to be going on. And then it came on, and then they were quickly rushing because you already had Daniel Bryan and Shane on the stage. And then you had Michael Cole within the first, 8 seconds of being on the air with the rules page going on about the pick order and stuff.
Yeah.
And they just didn't explain anything, and it just started happening, and you're thinking, right, okay. And you didn't know if people were going to come out after they got picked, and then they moved on to the next person. It was just...
You're already looking for things to complain about here. I don't really see the issue. What didn't they explain?
Real quick, I like the one backstage interview with Darren Young and Bob Backlund, where Bob said, you got to have a constant tendency to relapse into barbarianism to be successful on Raw.
I like the screenshot to go with it. Yeah, I know I could be quite picky on it, Chucks, but I just felt like it... I just think it didn't come across organised. I felt like even though they knew what they were doing, it came across on TV like they didn't know what they were doing, and this was wrote a few minutes before they went on air. And I'm just thinking, if this had happened in any other areas, what do you mean?
What about it looked unorganised?
If you'd have had a thing coming up at the start, like a video saying tonight is the big draft and showing images of everyone that could be available, making nice image, like using a bit of professionalism around it on what could happen.
I know what you mean.
And then coming up at the start saying how grand a night it is and how things are going to change, and then giving you a set layout and
hype it up a bit more.
No, to give it structure. If they'd have come on the show and went, there's going to be there'll be 6 rounds of drafts, and in each one this will happen, and it's time to go to the first round, and then they do it. But no, you just got randomly on coming on.
They just did it.
Yeah, because it was so.
Why do they need to tell you before they do it?
Because I didn't know what were going on.
Oh, that's completely on you.
How is that completely on me?
If you didn't know what was going on the draft show, where they said for weeks that there would be the general managers on the podiums taking it in turns to make picks, with Raw getting the first one, and here's a list of eligible people, Undertaker's not on it.
I never saw that list on TV.
Oh, jeez. It was on the website, and, go figure, it's the roster.
Yeah, fair enough. But there was... As a show, it didn't come across in the right way.
I don't know about that.
I think they could have had they could have had exactly the same picks as what they had, and they could have made that look a lot bigger than what it was.
I don't know that they. I don't really see what you think is missing. Although, one thing that I thought they did badly was that it all looked really predetermined, which obviously it was, but there was no real reaction. Like, I don't know if you guys remember way, way, way back to the first one. These guys would make, like, spiteful picks. When Flair picked Bubba, Vince picked Devon, just to be a dick. And there was a weird reaction when Flair took Lita. Vince laughed at that because, like, a woman, what the hell? You've just wasted a pick there. And there was bickering over. Vince questioned whether or not Brock should have been the first pick when Kurt Angle had a good suggestion. Maybe you should have been my first pick. Kurt was pissed that he wasn't the first. Like, there was a lot of things about the draft that played in. Like, people actually had reactions to this stuff. Whereas in this one, it was like, I've got this guy, then they've got that guy, and then I've got this guy, and then I've got that. And no one. It was just. Who cares? It was like reading a list that they had worked through earlier on.
Well, the only thing that I liked about it in the way that came across realistic was when, I can't remember exactly who it was who was picked, but when they went to the SmackDown pick after that, Shane and Daniel Bryan was acting like that was someone they were supposed to be picking next, and they had to react.
Yeah,
to
that
it,
was
so
like
they were
a
going through
little
the
bit.
notes. So it felt like it was a genuine thing, and you thought, well, this is how it would be if it was a genuine draft.
But how it would be is them doing that on every pick. They should have the whole roster in order of who they want. And then if you take that guy, God, we've got to skip now down to this guy. Or maybe you've got someone that we wanted to pair up with someone, so we'll skip down to this. They should have, like, plan A and plan B. Instead, it was like, yeah, fine. I guess we didn't want Sami Zayn anyway. We'll just move on. The whole thing was weird.
It was
and
weird.
the order of the picks as well. I've got it here. Cesaro was number 28 overall. Picked ahead of someone like Neville, who hasn't even been on TV for months. He was picked not ahead of. He was picked after Gallows and Anderson, Enzo and Cass. Like, yeah, these guys are fine and everything, but surely Cesaro's up there.
Yeah.
Another
Big
thing
show,
that bothered me
big
with
show.
it. Everyone needs a big show.
He's number 23 overall. Like, again,
I think
he hasn't been on.
I think that this might be a stepping stone for Cesaro.
I hope so.
I hope that they're using this purposely to make him use as part of his character. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway. Another thing that bothered me about it was Stephanie. How
she bothers me all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's constant with her where it's just putting everyone down for her own amusement, and you can argue it's for a character and stuff. It's just like the whole thing where she's like looking at Shane to make a stumble and a fault all the time, just so she can pick up on it and use it against him. And I don't know, I just find it really grating at the moment because she's probably one of the best heels you could ask for, but I just think her direction at the moment's a little bit off. And also, does anyone else find it really uncomfortable, the chemistry between Shane and Steph?
Yeah.
I feel like it's the Eric Bischoff and Stephanie angle, like where they end up kissing at the end of it, which is a bit creepy.
Yeah.
I definitely get that.
There's some weird sexual tension going on between brother and sister there, which is a bit worrying.
I also have to rant about how low down on the roster list the champions were. Like, Dean Ambrose went second. That's fine. He was a top pick for SmackDown. Miz went 17th. Rusev went 16th. Tag champions were 10th. I guess that's okay because they're tag champs. But then the challengers, potentially, what was he challenging for? Potentially Intercontinental Champion come tomorrow night. Zack Ryder was 43rd out of 59. And who's the other one it's Darren Young. Darren Young, I can't even find him. 36. They were on the post show.
Found him.
Like, surely those are valuable guys.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at the actual rosters themselves at the end of it, it's slightly frustrating that they're supposed to be making SmackDown such a big thing, yet a lot of the people that I would have loved to have seen on the new style SmackDown, which is supposed to be based on wrestling, is actually stuck on Raw.
Yeah, that thing, because Cesaro said that as well. He prefers to be on SmackDown, the wrestling show. A lot of the great wrestlers are on Raw.
Yeah.
Finn Balor's there, Seth Rollins is there, and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Jericho.
Yeah, and they didn't split Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn up.
Yeah.
So what, is this going to lead into SummerSlam now?
I mean,
We're
one
going to have
would
another
assume,
match?
yeah.
Which, this is great, but, this should have been held off. They shouldn't have seen each other again now till WrestleMania, after this Sunday. And when they did next meet, there should have been a title involved as well.
Has anyone noticed how they seem to have gone a little bit off Apollo Crews?
Who's he?
Gone off? When were they on him?
Well, he debuted with a bit of fanfare, didn't he? And he was going to be, they were building him up as possibly.
He kind of went a little bit off the edge of the cliff when he was heard on microphone apologising to Chris Jericho for doing a botch.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, man. I don't think he worded it like that.
No, I thought they didn't bring him up with anywhere near enough fanfare. He came up with loads of other guys on that show after WrestleMania, and they haven't done.
I think that was as
anything.
good as it got for him, actually. That night
first
of him
night.
coming out, yeah.
And
And even that was just kind of like, oh, he's here.
But you're right, yeah. On this draft show, it really shows what they think of him overall. He was 45th between Zack Ryder and Alexa Bliss on SmackDown.
So, who have we got come up from NXT? We've got Alexa Bliss, we've got Finn Balor, we've got American Alpha,
Nia Jax and Mojo Rawley.
Mojo
And Carmella.
Rawley.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Mojo fucking Rawley.
Well,
I don't know if you've heard this about him, Beans, but he doesn't get hyped.
What the shit is happening? What has this guy done in NXT? Never mind coming to a main roster.
Yeah.
I think everyone agrees.
What show's he on?
SmackDown.
I'm not watching.
With Zack Ryder.
I'm not watching SmackDown. I'm sorry, Daniel Bryan. Sorry. That's a deal breaker. I'm a Raw person. Until I watch the first episode and it drags like hell because I've got half a roster for a 3-hour show and I'm probably just going to watch NXT.
I gotta be honest. I don't see the draft lasting like many months.
No, they have to.
They've got to drag this out now.
I don't know. I would say less than a year.
Really?
Yeah. This is. I don't see this helping.
Well, I'll go with you on one point, Smoot. I don't think the setup of Daniel Bryan and Shane and Mick Foley and Steph will still be in this same positions in a year's time.
Yeah.
I don't get the whole. Why have we got two managers on both
Well,
shows?
basically, Steph and Shane aren't going to be around every week.
Well, that's
are
what
they?
I'm thinking. Yeah, are they eventually going to phase them out?
It's been put in place because Shane isn't going to be around every week, basically.
Yeah.
I think actually Steph is going to be on TV every week because she always is.
Steph-
I can't imagine her ever taking a week off.
And she just wants to wind me up.
Yeah.
Exactly. She just wants to annoy everyone. And I think maybe she's got Foley to kind of balance her out a bit, let the faces win occasionally.
Can I also point out
Hopefully.
as well that I was a bit confused that Stephanie was all buddy-buddy with Shane for one bit. And then she was then like when Seth Rollins returned, he was like, hey, and she was like really cold shoulder, like it's a different relationship. Then she drafts him first and then she's hugging him on the stage.
Yeah.
And also
and even before that, when he didn't really win the belt, she was like, yeah, new champion, this guy.
And the other thing that annoyed me as well, and this is going back a bit, but Vince gave Shane control after WrestleMania, and then he brought Steph in, and he said, you're both now running Raw, and he went, make it work. So they did, And then he come out and he's telling them that he wanted them to slit each other's throats.
Yeah.
And why haven't you imploded? So hang on a minute. So you tell them to do one thing, they do it, and then you call them for it and don't, and then create this draft.
You haven't met Vince McMahon before, then I guess.
No, I haven't.
No.
Have you heard the stories?
No. Rumors.
Sometimes he says things and means others. Or just changes his mind on a
And
whim.
where's Triple H in all of this?
That's a question.
I mean, obviously, he's off TV. We get that, but in storyline terms, what happened to him? It's never been explained. He just disappeared.
Well, I would say that
Yeah.
they're just keeping him off and they're not acknowledging like he's probably injured from his match at WrestleMania and you're never going to see him again. But then Steph's obsessed with bringing him up all the time on TV.
Well, she mentioned
so.
him like last week.
Mm.
When she said something about the game and I'm married to the game or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why I thought he might be in some involvement in this draft thing, but obviously he wasn't.
I think that he would probably replace Foley at some point.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But then again, he's supposed to be the COO, so it's like... It's so convoluted. It's just... So, we've got Vince, who's the head person, then I presume Triple H is supposed to be just under that. And then we've got commissioners now for each show, and also we've got general managers for each show. So there's like
But
already
Steph is also, as well as being the commissioner of Raw, she's one of the primary or one of the principal owners of WWE.
And
So
they were
we've
the
already
only
struck
winner-
about 5 layers of management before
And-
we've
and-
even
Yeah.
Is
got
she brand manager or something as well?
and also the
But that's her real title.
the the winner of the Vinnie J. Mac Award.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ah. Oh.
And remember a few years ago when Vince got fired and Triple H said, "I love you, Pop."
Mm.
That was Vince got stripped of his authority by the board of directors. So the board of directors are above Vince, and now his chairman title is just like a figurehead role.
Yeah.
And we never saw him get his power back. So I think he's just doing all of this just for the lulz.
Do you know, that was actually, when Triple H did all that, I actually thought that was the end of seeing Vince on TV.
I think the plan was that it was going to be.
Yeah, I think that was, yeah.
Oh. Vince fucked it up again. Well done, Vince.
So I have an idea
Scrap the draft.
for making the brand split work. Because I hate the idea of having new champions. Because, I mean, that presumably is where they're going. They're going to make a new world champion for Raw, I guess. And maybe a new women's champion and then new tag titles.
They
and stuff.
can't make a new women's championship.
not
I
after
know,
the-
right?
Not after the fuss they made of bringing the new title in.
Can you imagine the crowd reaction if they bring out one of them velvet bags and when they open it, it's the Divas title?
Proof why the draft is going to last for about like less than a year.
I think you might be onto something there, actually.
What, me?
I don't know. I see the way I would do it, and that probably means they're not going to do it this way because they're stupid and I'm great. Is not necessarily to have.
Sorry.
What? That's true.
Modest.
Have you not heard my booking ideas before?
Oh,
A lot of them.
Which
Instead
one?
of having the-
Your WWE ones aren't too bad, but the TNA ones got a bit scary.
Yeah. Well, I don't watch that anymore. So
You're not the only one.
no, I'm not. They've lost 1 million viewers.
No,
somewhere.
actually, correction. WWE, someone like Triple H must watch TNA because they did that shoddy New Day angle.
Yeah,
Oh, God, yeah. Let's not
So
talk about
someone watch it. Yeah, let's forget about it.
it's the worst. So instead of having touring champions, having the champions on both shows because they haven't said anything about doing that. I think they should have the cross-brand pay-per-views, the big four, act as the only times that the belts could change brands. You build up to big inter-promotional matches for the belts at those shows. The rest of the year, the belts are on whichever brands they're on. And then you have this kind of actual rivalry between the two shows over who gets all the champions. So it actually means something to be champion for your brand. And like friends become enemies, or enemies become friends, I guess, when in the build up to those shows, because say Sami Zayn is defending or challenging for Miz's IC title. Owens now wants to help him out to bring the belt to his show where he can then compete for it. Suddenly you actually get a kind of a brand loyalty, and each side feels like an actual thing. Plus you get the idea of maybe after SummerSlam, Steph loses the WWE title for 3 months until Survivor Series. She's now pissed. She's now extra pissed at, say, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for not getting the job done. There's some storylines there. The whole locker room is pissed at those guys for not bringing the belt back. There's storylines there. And then, at some point, maybe all 5 champions are on one show, and Shane is, now the manager of a failing brand, and Vince shows up as if to say, come on, dude, what are you doing? Maybe now it's time for me to look at other options. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, you're messing up here. Now it's time for me to maybe call up Teddy Long or Jose Mourinho or something. Someone who can get some results.
Basically what Chucks is saying is that he's not going to be happy until someone's throat is slit.
That's not really what I'm saying. But if you want someone's throat to get slit, give the brand something to fight for, instead of just giving them each their own belts and giving them no reason to ever interact and feel like one is better than the other.
I like the idea to a point because you thought about it a lot, but what does the champion actually do? Apart from wait till the next big pay-per-view?
Feuds with other guys on his brand, because there's pay-per-views. Apparently 2 pay-per-views every month, right? So between the big shows, there's going to be 2 or 3 shows that are brand exclusive. So you have the champion defending against other guys on his brand, and the other side have storyline feuds or feuds over you didn't bring the belt back. I'm supposed to be getting a shot and you failed, so now you're an ass. Or you have feuds over the IC belt, or feuds to decide who challenges at the next big show. It would really be nothing worse than if you remember when Brock Lesnar had the belt. Yeah, I mean there was no champion for a while and it was fine.
Well, it wasn't, but
it was.
No, right. But no, it is. It's a sound idea. I think it'll never
hate the idea of no, it won't. It won't. It seems crazy to me that Vince wants blood and backstabbing and whatever, and yet the brands are going to be just mirror images of each other, doing their own thing. And the only real kind of rivalry there is in the TV ratings, which who cares about TV ratings? What fan actually wakes up on Wednesday morning biting their nails? Oh, is SmackDown going to do it?
Mike.
Mike. Buried.
Wow.
Sorry, Mike.
Whoa. Don't apologise. He won't hear this.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
Although I am going to link him to this week's show.
Should we get into the pay-per-view game?
I think we probably should, yes. So this pay-per-view potentially has some fairly big implications, seeing as... again, I'd like to point out, Chucks, nothing is organised, so we still don't know what the friggin' hell is going on. Oh god, here's the porn music.
Here we go.
It's not porn music.
Sounds like I've just walked into a strip bar in GTA Vice City.
Well, that would be fitting, actually.
I see. Yeah, I was going to say an 80s action film.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's porn. Not porn.
It's a soundtrack to the A-Team going on the summer holidays.
Mr. T playing volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I really can see that.
Alright, do you have the papers to rustle?
I do, but they don't rustle very well anymore because I've got this new
Where would Mr. T go on holiday? Because he wouldn't get on any planes.
No, we'd have to stay local.
Whose
Yeah.
phone is
You could
ringing?
drive.
True.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go off. I was just like, I kept hearing like a buzz sound. I'm like, what the fuck?
I've forgotten what point I was going to make before all that happened.
Is it about the A-team?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, sorry, I remember now. You remember me saying that there was no structure and like organisation to all this draft, Chucks?
I do remember that, yeah.
Also, all this like questions in the air about the championships and what happens and will there be a split? Wouldn't it be nice to actually have a little bit of information, even an acknowledgement on air of what they might do? Even if the commentators went, I wonder what will happen. Will we get a new champion on each show? We'll have to wait and see. But no, they don't even mention it. It's just left for confusion.
Kinda. I'm half on board with that because we still have this pay-per-view that we're just about to run down. So
Exactly,
each brand
but it-
is still thinking we're going to have the world title. I don't want either manager to say, we're kind of expecting to lose this one, so just in case, here's our backup plan. I think they should all be saying, no, we're going to win all the belts. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not setting up a plan B because I'm confident. And the same reason that we didn't get the new logos and the new sets and whatever unveiled, Monday is the start of the new era.
Yeah.
So they kind of want to really unveil it and kickstart it with new directions as of the end of this pay-per-view rather than...
Look, I'd have been a little bit happier that when they made the draft pick and they did the little image with the person next to the, like, with the red or the blue with the little logo, they could have put a new logo there. That's all they needed to do. Just
I
something a
think
bit
they want to
different as a
unveil
visual.
the new logo.
But they
This
could
is
have
like
done that
season-
as part
yeah.
of the draft.
Oh my god.
No, because this pay-per-view's still here, linking us to the old way of life. They
Oh,
want to... Trust me, come Monday, you'll be happy.
I
Except
doubt
for
it.
the logo with the upside-down M.
If Kurt Angle doesn't come out to German suplex Brock Lesnar, followed up by Shawn Michaels giving him a super kick, I will not be happy on Monday.
That would be pretty sweet.
You're going to have a
Jump
miserable
start.
Monday.
I really am going to be depressed come Tuesday.
Especially considering United are going to lose to City on Monday as well. Yeah.
Right. So, what do you want to start out with?
Cheers, Smoot. Thank
What
you.
do you want to start out with on the card
I think we're going to start at the pre-show.
here? The Usos and
Let's start at the very
Breezango.
beginning. Okay, can anyone explain why the Usos and Breezango are having a match?
Can anyone explain what the hell the matches are? Because I didn't even know what there was.
They're on the screen right now.
Oh god, that's all they are.
So the Usos, that's Jimmy and Jay Uso, are taking on Breezango, that's Tyler Breeze and Fandango.
Seriously,
match,
I've
I don't
forgotten
know.
half of these matches are even in existence.
Yeah.
This really is
both
a
of these-
glorified episode of Raw.
Both of these teams are actually on SmackDown, believe it or not, so there may be some kind of fallout.
All right.
Predict, people. Predict.
Snoring.
Yeah. Usos?
Right. Good choice.
I'll go for Usos because I can't stand Breezango.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
I like them.
a waste of life.
Wow. Wow. You sound like Beans when he's talking about the hype guy.
Yeah, him too. Yeah.
See, did you hear that?
I did.
He was in the same boat.
Mojo, what's his face?
Yeah.
We forgot to mention something about the draft. I'll have to come back to it in a minute.
Go on, Will.
Heath Slater.
Oh yeah, he's the hottest
Yeah.
free agent right now.
He so should go turn up on Impact.
He should.
They did a thing on WWE.com saying that he's now talking to like Evolve and he's asked Regal to get in touch with some UK federations. Wants to defect.
Beans, who you picking?
The back of my eyelids.
Your eyelids are gonna win.
They sure will.
Chuck, who you got?
I'm
I've
gonna
got
go with
Breezango.
I'm going.
Oh, come on.
Oh God! I've just
Pokemon?
watched Smoot type in back of eyelids.
Did you say Pokemon?
No,
Pokemon.
don't talk to me about Pokemon.
I will talk to you endlessly about that.
I'm going to say the Usos, but I have a dreaded feeling that because they're both on SmackDown and there's supposed to be this new change and everything, it wouldn't surprise me that Breezango do something.
Alright, Chuck, so you got.
I got Breezango. I like these guys.
And just to double check, these scores are correct heading into the
Oh, I'm not looking at them. What have you got?
16, 16, 16, 23.
Yeah,
23
that's
being-
what I got.
Okay. Just making
Close.
sure. Alright.
So let's do the first of the six-man tags: New Day and the Wyatts. This is the last time the Wyatts are going to be a unit, by the way, as Brawny Strongman has been split off.
Excuse me?
Yeah, he's now on his own on Raw, whereas Bray and the other dude, they're on SmackDown.
Oh, Braun Strowman's going into the Cruiserweight division.
He's on his own with New Day also on Raw, so
I really
this
was
is
going to go with
straight-
the Wyatts.
Hold on, Bray and who on?
Eric Rowan,
They're on Raw.
Yeah.
Bray. No, Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan are on SmackDown,
Oh, right, sorry, okay.
but Braun Strowman's on Raw and the New
Right.
Day are on Raw.
I hate
And
the
Luke
draft.
Luke Harper's with Heath Slater.
I fucking hate the
Where
draft.
he wasn't eligible to be drafted because he's still injured, but when he
How
heals up-
is that not an eligibility to be drafted?
I hate
Did
the
you
draft.
not see his tweet though afterwards?
I hate the draft.
Is that what he said?
It wasn't no.
No.
said like goodbye forever or something, did he?
Yeah,
Did you
goodbye
just write
forever.
a tweet that went, nah.
I don't know if Schmidt wants to throw this up on the.
I'll go with the. I was gonna go with the Wyatts until you pointed out the unit not being together. So I'm gonna go with New Day.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Wyatts purely for the fact that New Day have broke the record now, so it doesn't matter anymore. And they'll want the titles on SmackDown.
This isn't for the belts. It's a six-man.
Well, it's
Oh,
not.
really?
Oh, it's not.
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is typical New Day, unfortunately. They've
It's
become the
confusing me.
longest reigning champions, and
And
they've
then
defended it about 3 times in the last, 8 pay-per-views, because they're always in 6-man tags.
Oh, so okay.
Citation
So hold on,
needed.
let me take out the tag titles apart then.
Yeah, that was the
Now-
only reason I said that.
Now I'm gonna make it the
Fool.
Wyatts. Now I'm
That's
Is
actually
that
why
plane
I'm going
landed
for the
on someone?
Wyatts.
yeah. My apologies.
I'm predicting Wyatt because it's non-title. This is a chance for New Day to lose on pay-per-view without losing the belts.
I'm gonna go New Day then.
Right. And Beans?
I'm going to go New Day.
Oh, man.
I just don't know. I feel conflicted in everything I'm picking here.
And Chucks, you're going with the Wyatts, correct?
Yeah, I'm predicting wrong, apparently, so far.
No, you're predicting everything right and we're wrong. Look at the points, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Could all turn around. This could be it. The draft era.
This could be quite an unpredictable show, actually.
So far. Okay, let's also...
Can I just ask what Luke Harper's tweet is all about?
Well, exactly. That's the point.
He's a Wyatt. They say
He's a
weird
Wyatt.
things.
Why does it say hashtag 93?
Because he was following 93 people. That could be something.
Ah, good spot there, Smoot. Good spot.
We could gotta cut to Chrome here.
What's that noise?
I don't know.
It sounds like a plane landing.
Yeah.
I think it might
Oh,
be.
it's you then.
He's following 93 people. Could be that.
Okay, let's stick with six-man tags. We also have Cena, Enzo Amore, and Colin Cassidy versus The Club. And this is another group that's been split.
Who the hell is Colin Cassidy?
He's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
Oh, he's big.
He's big Colin Cassidy, yeah.
I don't think they call him Colin Cassidy anymore.
They did on the first couple of weeks, and then that was cut right out. He's not allowed a real name anymore.
Yeah.
He's got to be the third guy whose first name is Big.
I was just going to say, yeah. Just as you said it, I was thinking, hang on a minute, there's a Big Show? And there's also
Big E.
a Big E? There's a Big Cass?
Yeah. No one's allowed to have the same first name except those guys for some reason. So the club's been split. I don't know if that's going to influence your decision here. Cena, Enzo, and Cass are all on SmackDown. Oh, no, they're not. Enzo and Cass are on Raw, aren't they? So both teams have been split. Ah.
Basically, Cena and AJ is going to be the big thing coming out of this anyway.
Yeah.
And AJ won the first one, so I think that. Oh, sugar! I'm just trying to think of how many heels are going to win on this show. I'm not sure what to pick. What's everyone else doing?
I'll go with the Club.
I will say the faces are going to win.
Okay.
Because the club are being split up, so they don't need to be protected anymore. This could be a way for AJ to lose without losing.
Yeah, I see your point, but I'm sticking with the Club.
Okay.
I'm thinking Cena has to win it.
I'm gonna go with Cena and Enzo and Cass.
Oh, this is one of those picks where I'm gonna look foolish for going the other way.
No. Looking foolish is picking Zack Ryder to win the championship at WrestleMania.
Hey, he did it though.
He did.
Motherfucker.
Next up, we've got a Divas match. I'm not allowed to call it Divas anymore.
It's a women's match.
But I will anyway. They're Divas. What the hell? Becky Lynch
Sexist.
versus Natalya.
You fucking sexist.
Yeah, right.
Special announcement, Chucks has been relieved of his duties on IWC Radio for not meeting with the company's equal opportunities policies.
You just made that up.
No, I was actually thinking what the proper term is. And
You're fired too. I'll go with Natalya.
Oh yeah.
Becky Lynch and Natalya. Oh yeah. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Becky Lynch just because it's about time that she actually got some luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Becky too.
Oh my god.
See, I was thinking Becky because Natalya never wins, but Becky never wins either.
Yeah.
No,
So is there a way for them both to lose?
Natalya's
there
very
is.
used to losing.
Believe it or not, Chucks, yeah, there is. Could be a double
I think this
count-out,
could be
double
one of them ones where
disqualification.
Becky wins by like a roll up, but Natalya still beats the crap out of her afterwards.
That's possible.
Maybe.
Maybe Natalya wins by a roll-up.
Possibly.
Which show is Nia Jax on? No, that's Raw.
Who gives a shit?
Okay, yeah, so Becky wins. I'm predicting Becky. Becky wins, Natalya attacks her after the match, and then Carmella makes the save.
Sure, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Now it's
Okay.
being sexist.
Diva tag.
To be fair,
More divas.
To be fair, they've spent zero effort into building this feud between Becky and Natalia. Like it's just
They
been...
spent pretty much zero time making this pay-per-view, to be honest.
Yeah, also true. Sorry, Chucks. Where do you want to go next?
Diva tag. Let's stick with the divas for a while. We have Sasha Banks and someone versus Charlotte and Dana.
Let's go with Sasha and the mystery partner. And
Is there bonus points for who the mystery partner is?
WWE
Or
vacant.
bonus question even?
WWE vacant.
Vacant.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, sure.
The sensible choice is the mystery partner could be Paige.
Yeah.
The other one is probably Carmella.
Carmella's on the other show.
Oh,
It could be Nia.
could be Nia. I doubt it though.
Could be Bailey.
Could be
Everyone's
Bayley.
saying it's not Bailey.
Probably
Sasha
means
has said it's not Bailey, and not even Dave Meltzer can guess who it is.
it's going to be Lita.
I'll go with Ric Flair.
Oh god, I can just see it. 2016, Ric Flair in a flaming wrestling match against his daughter.
Dana Brooke pulled that off on the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, she's in this match, so she can't pull it off again.
Yeah. Chuck, so
Um,
who do you think?
Sasha and someone.
No guess on who the someone could be for the extra, not counting bonus point.
Other than Nia Jax, I can't think who it could be. Let's just go with her.
Okay. Will?
Sasha and whoever.
Okay. And any guess on who it could be?
Bailey.
I appreciate that pick. Beans, who you got? Sasha and as well?
Sasha.
Alright. Chucks, where do you go?
That's all round. Okay, let's go to the last non-title match. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens in what could be the last ever match between the two.
Until Raw.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Until Raw, they have the rematch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with Kevin Owens.
I'm going to say Sami Zayn just because Kevin Owens won the last one. But the thing that scares me is I've picked basically every face in every match so far.
Chucks?
I'm gonna say Zayn, because they've built this as like the last one. It makes sense for the face to win.
And Will?
Kevin Owens.
Okay.
Or possibly the person that pied him.
Alright, where's
Okay,
next?
then we'll go to the US title match. That's Rusev defending against Zack Ryder.
Oh, thank God a heel can win.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. Zack Ryder.
Oh no, you and
Zack
Zack Ryder.
Oh, it worked for you last time.
Sweet Lord, that means I've lost.
You're going with Rusev Beams, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Machka.
I like Rusev. I don't know. I think the hype bros need some gold on
Oh, for
on Raw. So
I might actually destroy my TV when that guy comes on it. There is a chance that I might just instinctively pick something heavy up and just throw it at the TV.
Chucks, Will, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ryder.
Wow.
What?
Chucks, I'm guessing you're going with Rusev.
I'm
Play it safe.
going with Rusev. Ryder's just been given a tag partner. I think he's going to lose here. He's going to show up on SmackDown looking all miserable and say something like, "I've lost my mojo," and then right? It's like a way he doesn't need this win because he's going to be in a tag team.
I feel like that's going to happen, but he's like, I found my mojo with the gold, and then he actually finds mojo wrong.
So then he's a singles champion in a tag team.
Yeah.
Just like Kalisto, because that worked well for him.
Yeah, I mean...
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Rusev absolutely murders him and then keeps beating him up at the end, and then that dickhead's going to come out to try and help it, and hopefully Rusev will kill him as well.
Oh, God.
Shit.
Okay. IC title, so that means The Miz and Darren Young with
Darren Young,
Bob Backlund.
flat out.
Darren Young flat out.
I don't know what to go on this one. Did they really push Darren Young to the moon?
He made...
No, just to the IC title.
He made Miz tap out with the chicken wing. Crossface chicken wing.
I don't know what to pick.
I'm going Darren Young.
I'm kind of saying Darren Young, but I'm just conscious that too many faces have won on my predictions.
Could just be one of those shows.
Did he really want to take the title off The Miz?
I would.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't have given it to him in the first place.
I'm going to say The Miz. I'm going to say that he just does something really cheating. Or he like gets a count out or something. Or a DQ or something like that just to keep hold of the title. Oh no, that means that Darren Young will win.
Oh yeah, it's true.
No, I'm going to go Darren Young, but I think via DQ.
Ooh. Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, see, now that actually makes sense. Because I was gonna say the belts have to stay on the brand, unless they do a switch and Ryder and Darren Young win and take the belts to the other brands. But you can't have Miz win one. You can't have Miz and Ryder. Oh man. So you could have Darren Young win, but not be able to get a rematch because he's on the wrong show, and then be awarded a match against Rusev to kind of make up for it.
Possible.
It's possible. I kind of think you guys are right, but I'm going to go for Miz because I think he has to retain.
I'm going to be
One way or
so
another.
pissed off if Miz just wins this now and I've picked him and then changed it.
And last but not least, the triple
Last
threat.
but not least, it's the big one.
The triple threat for the WWE title.
Keep in mind, Dean Ambrose is the only SmackDown guy in this match. Rollins and Reigns both on Raw. Does that change anything?
Fuck no, because the draft isn't going to matter in a year.
So who are you picking, Smith?
Dean goddamn Ambrose.
Was there any doubt?
Who you picking, Beans?
Seth Rollins.
Oh,
He was the number one pick after all.
he was. It's true. Will, are you going to be...
And then I think you're going to get Reigns and Rollins for the SummerSlam main event.
Really?
And Reigns will ruin my SummerSlam party.
Will, you've got to go for Reigns, right? Surely.
Why have I got to?
Because we've got Ambrose and Rollins so far.
Oh, right, okay. No, I'm going for Reigns. You're not going to win.
Yeah, I agree.
Ambrose.
Me too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Can't believe that in the main event for the title, and Roman Reigns is in it, and none of us have picked him.
Fuck him.
Never gonna see Reigns again after this week.
This
Fuck
is what happens when you take ADHD medication,
Fuck him.
allegedly.
Gonna get demoted to NXT.
Oh, don't
Oh,
say
God,
that.
don't
He'll
ruin
win the-
NXT.
He'll win the
Yeah,
NXT title for crying out
Yeah,
loud.
sorry.
Oh, look, Samoa
That's
Joe
my
was
sanction.
tapping out to a sleeper. Shinsuke Nakamura is no more. Superman punch.
How about the Cruiserweight Classic? Anyone been watching that?
Yeah.
I watched the first episode, but I had a chance to watch the second one.
I've yet to watch either. I've been meaning to.
They've really gone for the UFC feel on the way that they like announce each other and then like raise their hands after the match and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that. Yeah, you're right. UFC. I thought that was very old school British wrestling as well.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
really traditional. The
Yeah.
handshakes before the match to bit Ring of Honor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I do.
You
I
ever,
like-
you ever watch the old World of Sport? It's very.
Mm.
Definitely, yeah.
Which apparently Triple H is a fan of, so there you go.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Probably not.
It's been going a while.
So we should just get out of here then.
I'm trying to think if there is anything. Just looking at my notes from previous weeks because there's been about 700 million things. Oh yeah, and Pokemon took over the world as well.
Yeah.
But
Catch
no.
them all.
Oh, you just lose them all.
Lose them all.
That's what I would
Take
like
off
to.
so well.
I'd quite happily stand on a bridge throwing Pokemon off it.
Hopefully,
I
just
don't
the
know if
water
that's
type.
what?
Just the water type. So be like releasing them into the wild. Obviously, that's what you mean.
No, I meant throwing them onto a highway, but never mind. I have no idea about Pokemon.
Okay.
All I can think of is Hulk Hogan saying Stingmon. Pokemon. Anyway.
Did anyone see the small news today that they're actually going to be releasing the Booty-O's cereal?
Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, right.
Well, they were eating them, weren't they? On was it Raw SmackDown? They were actually eating some cereal. I thought, they've actually put some Cheerios in the box
Yeah.
after all this time.
$14 fucking cereal and FYE.
Nice.
That is not nice. That is straight up booty.
What's FYE?
It's a fucking music store.
Oh,
Or it was at one point, but I'm guessing they're dabbling into other shit now.
you have to buy cereal from a music store?
Yeah. That you have
Say
to pre-order, apparently.
Is it just the cereal? You don't get anything with it?
Not that I know of. Better get you like a fucking network subscription of some sort.
Well, at least the T-shirt.
No. For $14. It costs $30 for a box and shirt. You're not gonna get.
Oh, is it 30?
Oh, sorry, $13.
Oh
It does
no.
come, it does come with a thing on the side of how to dance like Big E.
That's not worth it.
I'm sure you can find that on YouTube
And
somewhere.
a cutout unicorn mask.
So not only do you have to spend $13 on the box, you then cut it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, it's quite scary.
Yeah, just the product says get your recommended daily value of positivity, unicorn magic, and trombone music as all part of a balanced New Day breakfast. This delicious and nutritious New Day cereal comes with marshmallow-shaped booty crowns, unicorn horns, and rainbow hearts. Just add milk and feel the power.
See, the problem with this is that because it's an actual cereal, they'll have to put real nutritional information on it instead of all the jokes.
Yeah,
That was the best thing, gluteus-free.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's fucking paying $13 for a box of cereal?
You know who you are.
Many people.
I'm not me. I don't even have a fucking FYE near me.
That still sounds weird because I have no idea what it is, but
What does FYE stand for?
Fuck your ears. Sorry.
For your entertainment, yeah. I thought it would be.
All right. You just had to be
Correct.
sensible, didn't you?
All right.
Logical.
Anything else? Can we get out of here now?
All right. All right.
Sorry, I got.
Anyone think that we're like holding you up for something?
Yeah, I got a stream to do that I'm late
Oh.
What we
Stream
playing
gets
tonight?
more-
for. Games.
This guy.
This sounds like one of these like late night talk shows when the person really doesn't want to be there.
No, it's not.
Oh, I believe you're in a new program. You want to tell us about it? No.
No.
No, this sounds like when like Cola tries to have a conversation with JBL. He just doesn't want to know.
Is any information you would like to give the wonderful listeners out there, Smoot, about your stream?
No,
It's-
fuck him. Come on, finish it.
What?
Fuck him. Let's finish the show.
It's
Fair enough.
It's Twitch.
There's no promotion going on here, Smoot. You have to pay some fees if you want to advertise on IWC Radio.
on the my own produced show here. That
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
It's great.
no problem.
It's,
Checks in the mail, yeah.
Yeah, checks in the mail. Twitch.tv/xsmootx, which I will be going
What?
live.
That cost $50 right there. Fuck that cereal. But yeah. So, yeah. If you've got access to Twitch, which you will have if you've got access to an internet browser, because I've just realised you can watch it through.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up. So, yeah, watch Smoot play games. And if you like wrestling, listen to us next week where we'll be playing games, because we'll
Yeah.
be getting angry over all the crap that's happened in the draft and this probably terrible paper.
I'm telling you, the draft is not going to last.
It'll last longer than a week, Smoot. We'll still be talking about it next week.
True. But it's
When
gonna
I'll be whinging about how crap the set probably looks.
yeah, because it's going to be the same.
Don't say that. Don't even say it. Don't even joke, Smoot. Don't joke.
I thought they'd go back to 2 hours within a year.
Let me tell you this: if they keep the same set, that will probably tell you that this draft thing's not going to stick.
I think they're going with it. I don't think it'll work. It's not going to get them the ratings they wanted, but
Well,
they're
not
gonna...
at all. Like they fucking got the same ratings with Raw on the SmackDown.
Oh, this
Live
first one
episode.
was big, yeah, but I don't think it's going to hold up.
Yeah.
I think they're either going to have the old original, similar to the original SmackDown set with like the big rings, or they might even have the fist back in some form or fashion.
I think.
Everyone wants the fist back, and I was never really into the fist.
Oh my god.
I'll
Oh
just be
god,
so
that's
that
not PG, Will.
Whoa, this show has changed. Quick, Smoot, start talking about Twitch. Oh, that
Alright,
sounds weird as well.
I'm heading over there now. See you guys
He's just going to cut us off. He's had enough.
a little bit.
He really is. He's gone quiet. Right, so if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do at the IWC Radio. If you have a look on the description, you can find all our Twitter accounts if you want to give us a follow. And if you want to send a question in for next week's show, use the hashtag IWC Radio. Let us know your thoughts on the draft, and we'll answer it live on the air next week. So thank you very much for listening, and we will see you all next week.
Bye. See you next week. Twitch.tv/xsmootx. See ya.